All right, ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to give everyone the full breakdown on the Republican primaries, who's winning, what's going on with Trump, DeSantis, Vivek, and Nikki Haley seem to be the top four contenders. Chris Christie, also the big fella, gets a shout out because he is still in the race. But guys, I do also want to mention I will post a link to join my Discord in the description. We might have to start a political channel. We will see. But certainly that could be something we end up doing. But either way, the first thing I always look at when it comes to political polling, chances of winning, it's the betting average. And looking at the betting average, you can see Donald Trump heavily in control of the current Republican primaries, around a 75.5% chance to be the nominee. You can see Nikki Haley. It's interesting to see the lines. Nikki Haley in the red really vaulting up over DeSantis. DeSantis, crazy enough, was the favorite originally right when this whole thing kicked off. If you look at the far left, he's in the kind of the nice green color there at around 50% chance, but then Trump catapults past him. And now Nikki Haley has been the establishment choice really for the past 2 months. I'll say she started trending. It was really between her or Tim Scott, and Tim Scott really didn't perform well during the debates, so Nikki Haley, the establishment choice, Donald Trump, the massive favorite with Ron DeSantis, right around a 5% chance, and then Vivek sitting there. You can see Vivek at one point was in second place, kind of in the light powder blue. He did move in front of DeSantis. That was back during the summer. I remember Vivek had a lot of support, but he's all the way back down with Trump, basically. I mean, if you're like the idea that you're going to vote for Vivek over Trump, it'd be very surprising considering Ramaswamy is just saying the same stuff that Trump is. Although me personally, I do like Vivek over Trump. I think he's smarter, but that's just my personal opinion based off of the general average here within the Republican Party. Donald Trump is the clear and heavy favorite outside of some type of intervention, outside of them possibly trying to remove him from ballots, although I don't think that's going to happen because we just saw he's back on the Colorado ballot. It should really be a non-issue. The bigger issue for Trump is these court dates. What's going on with that? I know he's got one of them on Super Tuesday. We're going to go through all the primaries, the total schedule, but right now Donald Trump with a massive advantage. That's really all we can take away from this. And then if Trump somehow, let's just say hypothetically, gets disqualified, something happens, it becomes Nikki Haley. This is what it becomes, in my opinion. Nikki Haley versus Ramaswamy, with Trump endorsing Ramaswamy, and it's establishment Nikki Haley versus Vivek. DeSantis would also be there, but I just don't see the support for DeSantis right now really galvanized. He's lost all of it. He was the original guy to go against Trump. It didn't work out. Nikki Haley has really kind of stepped up, and she seemingly is the choice, the pick of many of the big-time donors within the Republican Party. You also have Glenn Youngkin there. I think Glenn Youngkin is waiting for 2028. If the Republicans lose in 2024, he could have a big opportunity. Is that Ben Carson? Oh my goodness. Ben Carson, the good doctor, sitting at a 0.4% chance. I don't even know if that is Ben Carson, but Brian Kemp from Georgia. Wow, Brian Kemp had a really nice win in the 2022 midterms in that state, but I think Brian Kemp is kind of anti-Trump, or he doesn't really have an opinion on him. But either way, let's get to the actual popular vote average for the country. You can see Donald Trump sitting plus 51. It's a complete blowout. There's really no other way to say it. It is not close. The only thing I would take away from this, you can see DeSantis is actually tied with Nikki Haley here at around 11 points. Vivek sitting at 4 points. Chris Christie a point behind him. Is Asa Hutchinson still in the race? Oh, no. No. I don't think he is. He's just wasting money at this point. It's sad. But guys, let's get to the actual schedule. You can see Iowa coming up on the 15th. That's in about 12 days. Trump's a big favorite there. We'll get to the polls in a second. New Hampshire's 8 days after that on January 23rd. Then there's kind of a break. You get February 6th, Nevada. February 8th, the caucus, and also the Virgin Islands caucus, which has 4 delegates. And then you can see another big break. So there's really not many elections early on, not many primaries early on. And then February 24th, South Carolina, the 27th, Michigan, moving on to March 2nd, Idaho, Michigan State Convention. So I guess there's more delegates for that. Missouri, Washington, D.C. on March 3rd, March 4th, North Dakota. It's kind of weird to just see random states take up one day. And then the big Super Tuesday. So this is when Trump, I believe, will be in court, or he has some type of hearing. I don't know if he actually has to go to it. It might be the 4th, not the 5th. But Super Tuesday is a bunch of state primaries. You can see all of those. And then March 10th, 5 days later, Wyoming. Oh, I guess that's just the convention. I don't even know why they list that. I'm just looking for the primaries. March 12th, which is a week after Super Tuesday, Georgia, Hawaii, Mississippi, Washington. 3 days later, there's more caucuses. And then March 19th is another big day. You have Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, Ohio. All of this seemingly could be very inconsequential, especially once you get past Super Tuesday. It's probably going to be obvious that Trump's going to be the winner, and the only drama would be Trump's legal process, if that is the case. You can see March 23rd, Louisiana. They really do like to drag it on into the summer a little bit. I do vividly remember when I was younger in 2016, that was such a fun primary because you had Trump, and the thought was that Trump was probably going to win, but also Ted Cruz was there, Ben Carson. I remember Trump losing Iowa. Of course, it ended up not mattering, but it's just funny to kind of go back and remember 2016. You can see April 2nd, getting into some warmer weather. You got Connecticut, Delaware, New York, Rhode Island, Wisconsin, a lot of primaries. April 20th, another kind of a break there, then April 20th, the 21st to the 23rd, and it stretches all the way into June. Just completely useless. By June, we should know who the nominee actually will be. Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, South Dakota, the final one in terms of that. But when it comes to the upcoming few that everyone is focusing on, it is New Hampshire, it's Iowa, it's Nevada. And guys, it is just not close. You can see Donald Trump, the current spread on Iowa is around 32, 33 points for Trump. You do have, DeSantis in second place, Nikki Haley in third. That'll be critical for DeSantis if he can finish in second behind Trump to kind of assert himself as the second choice behind Donald Trump, although I don't think it'll matter too much. You can see Nevada, that is the third election that will be happening. Trump plus 52 in that one, not even close. It is just a complete annihilation. Here are more Iowa polls. Trump plus 34, 33, 32, 36. I would expect him to win Iowa very easily. New Hampshire, maybe a little bit closer. Trump plus 30, plus 14, 15, 27. But again, it's just hard to see any other scenario. Sure, you're going to get some of these other people taking some of the delegates, maybe even Chris Christie you can see polling better than DeSantis in New Hampshire. I would expect when it comes to who drops out first, I mean, I guess Asa Hutchinson is still in the race. You can see him, at one point there. I would imagine he drops out first. Chris Christie is after that. I did see a prop bet on Vivek to drop out possibly before the end of February, and it was like a 70% chance he'll drop out. I don't know if I agree with that. Vivek is in a very interesting position to where his chance of winning depends on Trump, and if Trump, his legal situation gets figured out, everything like that, I don't think Trump's going to be disqualified, but there is that 1% chance, and if it happens, you could see Vivek step up as the anti-establishment guy. I mean, certainly you would expect it. That's kind of the reason he's in this race right now, and then the other speculation, would Trump make Vivek the VP? It seems like an obvious choice, but there's also been the idea to where Vivek really doesn't want to be VP. Maybe he'd take another position within the Trump administration, and maybe Trump tries to balance the ticket better than, with Mike Pence. Maybe he takes a woman. Either way, these are just more polls I'll show. Michigan, the primary, Trump plus 50, 43. And then you do also have Wisconsin, Trump plus 38. So the summary right now, as we go into the primary season, as we figure out who the Republican choice will be, it's going to be Donald Trump. Outside of a miracle to where Trump is disqualified or something like that, these margins are just completely ridiculous. Something would have to change in the entire system for Donald Trump to not be the Republican nominee. That's why he's actually the betting favorite right now, even over Biden, to be the president. And then if you're curious, this is just the projected total delegates between all of the candidates. Nikki Haley, I guess, in second place with 91. You can see Trump almost up to 2,300 total delegates. You need just over 1,200 to win. DeSantis right at 75. Vivek with 9. Chris Christie expected to get around 5. The big fella coming in last place there. But either way, guys, that's just the official Republican 2024 primary preview. Donald Trump, the massive favorite going into it. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on X. Link to that's always in the description.